Stoner, thank you. We're going to go from the Stoner to the Rock, the Prudential Center here in Newark, New Jersey, as the Seton Hall Pirates play host to the Butler Bulldogs, the 11th ranked team in the country. Along with Bill Raftery, Tim Brando, it's already been a crazy night in the Big East. What do we have in store here?
Unbelievable, and we both know how important I think this is for Seton Hall in terms of NCAA tournament aspirations.
Keelan Martin is one of the outstanding forwards in this league, and he's got to deal with Delgado tonight as well.
Well, the big thing with him is making those threes to set up his little drive game, and of course, Angel. He's no angel under that rim. He is a tiger. 14 double-doubles loading up, and that's a key matchup, I think. I think Weidman will play him, and how he defends Delgado will decide the result, I think, this evening.
All right, time now for your starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Lewis, Kamar Baldwin, a freshman of the year candidate, Keelan Martin, Andrew Schrabis, and Tyler Weidman for Butler. Kadeen Carrington leads the way and distributes for Madison Jones. Angel Delgado, aforementioned, and Ishmael Sanogo is a part of that starting five as well. And be impressed with the play of this team with Desi Rodriguez on the wing as well. He is an impact player. Keep an eye on him, number 20 from the Bronx, New York.
Timmy B. Right now, Butler. Bulldogs go.
Our officials for tonight's game, Michael Stevens, Earl Walden, and Tim Clougherty.
We're told a little ball screen. They're going to do a little more of this to get Delgado going. I've been an excellent defender. Here's the cross screen and switch.
Nice move inside pass, Schrabis by Angel.
And Timmy, you just saw him go to the right shoulder.
Yeah.
He loves going left. Little full court pressure.
North Carolina State transfer Tyler Lewis, who's been very efficient for Chris Holtman's team. You can make a real case, Bill, that no coach gets more out of his personnel than Holtman does at Butler.
It's extremely respected. This is the guy that makes plays, I think. Nice find. A walk, unfortunately.
There's a look at Chris. Just happened to be on hand with Brandon Miller's staff coming over from Gardner-Webb, and Barry Collier, the AD and former coach here at Butler, would tell you the basketball gods were looking out for them with him on the staff when all of that took place.
Barry, an excellent coach in his own right, and certainly knew and respected what Chris could do. And you're right, they're very fortunate by this talented. Same thing, little ball screen, Sunoco. He's been making that little shot now, that floater.
A lot of times you'll see them go high-low with Sanogo and Delgado. Baldwin, the trailer.
Nice cut.
Martin falling away. Well, that was a good defense there by Sanogo. Forced a tough shot.
He loves to put it up big. He didn't play in the church league with us. Big trajectory. They sort of rake down. Nice little dribble drive here.
Went right again.
Yeah.
How about that? Turned it over that time. Kevin Willard, I know you think a lot of him. Basketball pedigree from his dad, obviously Ralph, and longtime connected with Rick Pitino and company. Done a great job here. Got the Big East Conference Tournament title last year.
Very respectful of former coaches too. He's been a keeper. Great finish last year. Good cut. This Schrabis is good with the ball. Dribble move and then back to that side.
He plays below the rim, but very effectively. Weidman with a recycle out to Lewis, and there's a quick bump from Desi Rodriguez. And let's take a look at our SoFi keys to success, Bill, and I know Schrabis is one of them.
Well, the interesting thing when you look at these keys, and we're going to pop them up here in a second, he's the guy. He makes plays, they back cut. Of course, you see what he did on his own, and get Delgado a foot in that lane and say goodnight.
Offering smart solutions to help you reach your financial goals. SoFi.
Another little nickel dimer here. Madison Jones. So you got Desi with a small change, one on his closeout. And they add up. You start thinking one-on-one early in the half. It can be devastating to your cause. A weave and a run out. I like this kid, don't you?
Oh, big time. What a recruiting find he was. Weidman threw that one up with the left hand. Did not get to the rim.
Desi can beat you a lot of ways. Three nice help.
Rejected by Weidman. Baldwin on the run out to Lewis. Not there. He rushed that shot a bit.
A nice hustle by Delgado to rebound.
Seton Hall did a really nice job of getting back down there, and he hurried the shot as a result.
Butler really did a nice job balancing the floor. Seton Hall very good on runouts off bad shots or mistakes.
Sanogo. Lewis comes down with it.
Sanogo making his first three the other day of the year.
Baldwin, boy, he is killing it softly from downtown all year. He just has not had a bad game.
Tough kid.
We saw Marcus Howard, one of the other great freshmen in the country, had really his first bad game of the year, and yet Marquette won. As you see, Delgado can't get that one to go. He thought he might have been bumped.
He can make that shot too. He's permitted to take it anymore. But you mentioned Baldwin. What sets him up, he's got a, I guess Sanogo, or no, is that Delgado? The ability to put it on the deck and you collapse the D to kick number 3. Baldwin lighten it up from deep. And again, he can do so many things. Get to the rim, middle game. Very tough out there, and he's pretty darn good on the defense.
You were right. That foul was on Delgado, his first.
They run a little flex on the out of bounds. You can see the cross screens.
That burst. And that was a pass to Weidman, and he tries to go reversal. I think he walked.
Yep. Nice job, though. Walling up big time. How about Angel's double-doubles? I mean, how about the other day against St. John's?
It's unbelievable.
21-20.
You know,
points and rebounds.
There's a chance the way he plays and he can gobble them up that he can have back-to-back 20 rebound performances. He's been outstanding. Here's Carrington on the dribble handoff.
And where he's gotten better is passing, too. Does a nice shot inside.
Rodriguez. Little teardrop. Doesn't fall. Travis clears it.
The run out.
Weidman rejected by Desi.
Oh, what a recovery. And once again, look at the balance. They trap the ball. The Devils used to do that in hockey. Trap it and then recover.
Nice pass. And then a deflection leads to a turnover. We talked about defenses coming in, and you're seeing a scramble situation in back-to-back circumstances, Bill.
Jones helping out there.
Yeah. Look at that. Desi takes it away. And on the other end, it's like, yes, I'll put it in the second row. Big East College Hoops on FS1 is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Our score is 3-2. And by the way, your veteran announcing crew is working back-to-back. And we're so happy to have said we were there, Bill Raftery.
How about that excitement in that building? Reinhardt with that jumper. Hauser ends up rebounding this last attempt. And I just love the reaction. And a lot of people are concerned about this. Nobody got hurt. Just the joy manifested by these students. They were hungry. They looked like Jordan in his heyday there up on the scoreboard.
Think about this. Villanova's last 3 losses involved the teams that we're witnessing tonight, plus last night, Marquette. And, you know, for Jay Wright and company, you know, they are the beacon light of the league still, no question about that, Bill. But I think that the victory for Marquette, a lot of people will say, is good for the league in general, because it brings a lot of people back into the fray where the NCAAs are concerned.
And no, they didn't go away either. They could have disappeared, competed. Those guys, a magnificent effort. Because Jay can retool. No concern with that program.
Enzi checks in #1, Michael Enzi for Seton Hall.
Ball screen and roll.
Right down to Delgado. Stays with it.
He's up. You always give it to Moses Malone.
Yeah.
I think he epitomizes it.
No question.
He goes and chases it.
That's a way to pad your stats, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great offensive rebounder, though.
No question. Out of the timeout. Enzi checks in. Jones remains on the floor. Rodriguez tries to run it down and saves it out of bounds underneath the Butler hoop.
And you can see Lewis getting in the lane and doing a job. And down the other end, this kid just is relentless. Big, strong upper body, able to move people, muscle people around. Much like you in the breakfast line.
I don't know about you, but I left so early, I missed the breakfast line today.
A lot of fun, though.
It was.
Left it all out. Now look at how high that shot is.
He has been struggling, Bill, with his shot in Big East play. We were talking with Chris Holtman about Keelan Martin. You know, there's so many things he can do by putting it on the deck and not settling on quick jump shots.
They had 28 versus Indiana and 20-plus points 7 times. That'll tell you something. But I think the scouting and preparation, you're the guy they're going to really concentrate on.
Powell remains on the floor, number 13 in white. Rodriguez running the curl out there, and it's pulled down by Martin.
Big rebound.
You see here what he can do when he puts it on the deck.
That's his shot, too.
Yeah, that normally would go down.
Shooter.
Powell.
Look at the fans, too.
How
about that? That's what Michael does. Real good around that rim. Good finisher. The house thinking Powell was going to deliver.
Rodriguez and Jones sitting down as Seton Hall goes to the line. Javon Thomas has come back in for the Hall, number 2. Queens, New York, the transfer from Kansas State.
He can get after you, too. Pushes it, drive it. Now a good offensive rebounder with that screen at the top.
2 teams have combined for 3 of 18 shooting. Here's Travis. Oh boy, the iron, not just unkind, but downright rude to both. Here in the early going.
Call Vegas.
I lasted 6.5 minutes.
What do you figure your number is, 2?
Probably 2.
There's the really tough with the dribble. Can settle here for the 3 because he's pretty good knocking it down. Nice pass. Oh! Nobody can ring the bell.
Everything but the finish.
Terrific at the rim defensively.
Powell, end-to-end and a bump.
That's what's made him tougher, I think, putting it on the deck. Kevin lights up when he talks about his offensive ability. A svelte look. Got rid of a lot of pounds.
But he's got a lot of energy as a result, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. Gamer shot the ball really well early. Again, I think the league preparation, they know what a guy can do. Close out, get right up in him.
19 points off the bench in that game with St. John's. You know, Kevin talked to us about how good it was to get back home, have some time to practice. I think it's lost on a lot of fans, Bill, how little sometimes these coaches have with the different days that they play to actually get practice time.
Reps. Yeah. They were complaining about it because he was on the road those 3 games and took it on the chin, no question about it. There's a chance to protect home turf. It's always nice to come back. All these people that I was at Seton Hall for 11 years, they fortunately forgot. Played all the time on the sidelines, so they're friendly to me. We had some great kids. My old AD, Richie Regan, one of the charter members of this league, was he and Dave Gannett, a great friendship, as well as with Providence. Pretty good deep, both teams.
Savage finally bumped. Got a little bit of a bailout there.
Thomas can really guard Thomas. He can guard you, though. He really gets up in you. Moving those puppies, contain the dribble drive. And that's so important as a weapon. Small change on that one. That complements your offensive set if you get in that lane.
Savage.
He's ready.
That's a beautiful inbounds play. It's the inbounder that gets it back.
And you know, if you're the coach, and Kevin, I'm sure distraught, you walk through that. Inbounder, a little exchange, and a knockdown.
By the way, they had gone 4 minutes and 12 seconds without a field goal, Butler. And yet, have managed to stay in the game and be tied on the road. Does not bode well for the home team when the opposition is scoreless and you can't pull away. And there's another whistle inside.
I think of Woodson on that one.
Yep. Avery Woodson.
This is just too easy. I mean, that's just not being in the game, not getting your head involved. Too simple.
Nate Fowler, 51, checks into the game. And he picked up that foul just moments ago. They gave it to Fowler rather than Woodson.
Perimeter offense right now.
Kick out and a beauty. And it goes crying off the front rim. And another, what a hustle play that was.
Sure was.
Great hustle.
And that's what's going to win this game, too. It's going to be a tough one all the way to the end. To me, D is going to prevail.
Over 8 minutes gone by, both teams struggling to score, but you gotta be positive. Chris Holtman inside the huddle of Butler right now.
Hey, listen, the big thing is we keep taking good shots and get a shot, okay? We're gonna be fine, okay? Let's get a shot. Take care of it, move it, share it. Let's get a shot. Okay, I think one turnover, that 4 minutes right there.
And they are solid, not turning the ball, but you know what reminds me of the way people are shooting? The bubble that Xavier uses and they sign for rebounding. There's a lid on there, and he's right, they're getting good shots. It's just a matter of knocking them down. But I think the defense on both ends has been excellent.
It has been, no question. And it's the time of the year, too, Bill, late January, getting to almost the halfway mark, where you get a sense of urgency with some of these teams. Like, they know, Seton Hall knows the number that's next to Butler. RPI and rating. They know what's at stake. Schrabbis with the rebound.
You think there's a tightness? Is that what you're
Maybe
to?
Just a little.
Yeah. You start thinking instead of playing and relaxing.
They're at home. They need this really badly against a team like Butler to help solidify their positioning.
A pretty good offensive club around here right now, particularly on the perimeter with Savage. And this kid can pick and pop.
Yes, he can.
There you go. Schrabbis. Took me 4 years to get that name right, but right on top of it.
He's one of those guys that can lull you to sleep in his warm-ups and then hit daggers during the game.
He's going to be playing like this till he's 60.
Yeah.
He just really knows the game. Great understanding. Good challenge.
Powell didn't get squared that time, and it's pulled down by Savage.
Well, they're really clever with the dribble, too. Look at this.
Quick. That was quick.
And a little late cover.
Ethan
relaxing. Carrington.
Well, the transfer from GW knocks it down from deep, and it's 11-5.
Gotta stay in tight. Nice little cross.
Quick double. Delgado didn't feel that double, did he? As quickly as you would think.
Bellying up on it. He's gonna kick it out.
Fowler on the wing again. This one does not fall for Avery Woodson.
No easy baskets to me. This is just a burst of speed. Wow.
Thrown up from the hip that time.
Not good. A little frustrating, not getting good looks. Oh, they got a small change here. Enzi's in. Schrabbis with that ability to screen and then turn, and you can see the defender, the 5-man, way down in the lane, and neglecting. And of course, the step in, nobody at home. The drill, a little nylon. They are a terrific backcourt, I think. You got a lot of weapons back there.
Enzi got the foul. Seton Hall's gone back to Sanogo. He's back on the floor now, along with Madison Jones, number 30 in white.
Well, this is pretty coming to that left hand.
Oh, how beautiful was that?
Curl, they just set him up to his dominant hand.
Got the kid out of Georgia, and he was only recruited by one SEC school, Bill, Ole Miss. Clemson took a look. That was about it on the kid.
That's amazing.
You talk about a find for Butler. My goodness, what a great recruiting job they did on him. It's now a 10-0 run now for the Bulldogs.
You got to be considered for some postseason honors, don't you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, they are really guarding beautifully.
Jones taking it baseline strong that time, and I think Kamar got caught and will pick up the foul. That's his second.
To me, you just see he's coming to that correct, that dominant hand. Well executed design play. The southpaw delivered. A little kiss.
The Hall now 2-17. They've missed their last 9 from the floor.
You got to stay in touch with Butler too. I know they've gotten behind the last few games and come back. The ball comes to mind.
Yeah, they protect the ball really well. You're right. If you're down by 10, it feels like 20.
Exactly. Now against Marquette as well.
Jones just a little hesitant with that shot. Not as confident a stroke as you normally see from the Wake Forest transfer.
Nice read.
Nice idea, too.
Look at this defense.
Still can't get it done. Ran into a roadblock. Look at that change of speed. Ooh. Savage. Oh, that was Savage. What a strong move that was.
That kid is tough, strong at the rim, the ability to cross over and finish it big time. Go to that left. How about that? A little lingerie on the deck.
Some history here between these two outstanding programs. Hayward, Isaiah Whitehead. Two proud programs reborn and relevant in college basketball. You notice we didn't dip back into the 70s.
They didn't play, thank God. Don't resurrect the past. That's one of my edicts.
I love coming to New Jersey to work with you, though. It's like going to the PTA meeting back in the day. You know everyone by their first name.
Well, they have a lot of names they called me when I coached, you know.
Well, you know, you mentioned it this moment ago. They're really being guarded, this Seton Hall team, and it's showing up, isn't it?
They are really being challenged on everything. Everybody's up. No easy basket, so you've got to execute and have some purpose.
Seton Hall 2 of 20 from the floor.
Makes it a tough shot. You got an open jumper.
Even that one, yeah, and that one was short-armed on a little running teardrop there by Madison Jones.
You know, I like this group now with Desi on the floor. Rodriguez, he's sort of the power forward who can slip into the center spot. Oh, Delgado's coming in now.
Fowler also leaves the game after picking up his second foul. Tyler Weidman comes in for him, and you're right, it's Delgado for Sanogo.
Make you use a lot. Nice little drive here. One of the few get into the rim.
He had a little French pastry on that one.
That's the one area I think you've got to do against Butler is put the ball on the deck. They're so excellent. You see the fundamentals defensively.
You see that bench scoring and what it's meant. Savage is steps. Yep. That time he got a little bit quick.
Look at Desi and he going after one another.
Avery Woodson.
Yeah. Nice job by Michael Stevens.
Yeah, these guys are known for a little woofing. You know, they've been playing basketball for a long time and know these guys really, really well.
I'll tell you what, if they woofed in your generation, you'd be the premier woofer. I'm sure of that. A lot of practice, but it's good they straighten it out early. You don't want to see any incidents.
Absolutely.
As the game progresses.
12 minutes gone here in the first half. Tim Brando, Bill Raftery, happy to have you with us. Our second of two in the Big East. Earlier tonight, St. John's with an upset win at Providence. Big win for Chris Mullen.
The defense right on that three-point line. Taking away that, forcing the dribble drive. Savage, the giveaway.
Woodson will be guilty
of
the foul. His first. This is what you want to see.
Yeah, I think you have to because they're so good. They're always in position. Use your individual ability. The blow by number 0. A little deuce in downtown Newark.
Butler leads it by 8 as we welcome you back. And outstanding access for Big East coaches. Once again, we're going to take you inside the huddle to the Big East co-coach of the year in 2016, Kevin Willard of Seton Hall.
Relax. I told you it's going to be tough to score, especially early in the game. I told you it's going to be tough to score. That's why we want to get a little tempo, a little pace. Everybody just got to chill out a little bit. Let's turn the ball. Let's reverse it, reverse it, reverse it. We're sticking on one side a little bit too much. All right, and that's where they're good. If you stick it on one side with too many dribbles, we're good. We need a couple quicker ball reversals. Understand that?
And to me, that's like our meeting with Kevin.
Yeah.
We said it pretty much verbatim. You really got to make this defense move before you get an angle to drive. So let's see how they do, how they react. This is a solid defensive group.
Is this as well, in your estimation, Bill, as they've been defended since they played Villanova, Seton Hall?
I would say yes. I mean, it's been hard for them to score. Ooh, look at this turnover.
And that's just an anticipation and frustration turnover because Butler was, you know, their hands are in the passing lanes.
They're disconcerting, distracting.
Look at that. Savage is out, you know, he's tied with Seton Hall in scoring right now. Ethan with a couple of outstanding drives to the basket. You see those opportunities that come your way. We haven't had many points off turnovers by either team.
Travis, that point forward mentality. Usually he gets touches, good things happen. They're stuck this trap. That tough shot.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, not pretty. Oh,
Delgado's down. Oh, that is not good.
Hopefully that is nothing serious, whether a finger or an elbow by his teammate.
I think Sanogo got him actually. Yeah, in the eye.
Yeah. Hopefully nothing serious. But that's a lot of timber going down, isn't it? He's looking at him. I think anybody who gets hit there, the reaction is just concern and hope that it's nothing serious.
He turned back to let Sanogo know he understood that it was accidental.
Now, Tony Testa is the trainer, by the way. His dad played soccer with me in high school.
Wow. How about
Jimmy,
that?
he was the fullback. He could clear anything. If he didn't do it with his foot, he did it with his hands. And he's going to the locker room, too, so hopefully that's just a momentary kind of remedy.
We hope that he's back and healthy soon, that's for sure. They really will miss his inside punch.
I think they need Desi to get going. This is the guy that's, speaking of punch, he can really immerse himself. Nice little split. Yeah. Nice pass, too.
Look at Butler. They're just all over the place. They're like human floor burns out there.
They're not the least bit concerned about offering their body up.
And Tyler Lewis began growing that beard at the beginning of the season. The young man just playing so good, I think I'll keep it.
It's taken a while to grow that.
Yeah.
Is that long?
Yeah. Carrington.
Nice pull-up. Individual. You've got to take advantage of your skill level. All the diagrams don't work on Butler on a consistent basis.
This is one of those games, Bill, where at halftime you might say, gosh, fellas, we can't shoot it any worse than we already have, and we're only down 6, so you got a positive story to tell no matter what.
Nice kick out, but they closed. Nice shot by Powell.
Harrington on the other end. His open gates. Powell.
Charge.
Again, an anticipation pass that leads to a turnover.
Well, you've got to be careful. They're so alert. They step in and get that charge, getting great defensive position. But on the other end, just a little breakdown, a little shake, fake, delivered. Southpaw looks tough. I always think of Dick Barnett.
Yeah.
The lefty.
The old Knickerbocker.
We are easy in our
Yes, we are. Played with Clyde back in 1970.
Dr. Barnett.
Absolutely. He was a doctor. That's right.
WU. Savage.
Way off the mark. Well, again is the backboard. On the other end, Powell.
Nice tip.
And Enzi, a lot of times, we asked Coach before the game, can offensive rebounding be the key for you? He says, well, it's tough against Butler because they block out so well.
But if you're shooting as poorly as Seton Hall is, there are going to be opportunities.
That's true.
Yeah. No, you're right. They look and stick. A lot of teams just go get it.
Good to see Delgado back on the floor.
Enzi wants a shooting, and I think he's right.
I do too. And I think there's a conversation about it right now.
Yeah, Stephen, nice group get together.
So Delgado will have to check back out and wait his turn because Enzi is the man for whom was fouled.
I was looking over the bench. Freddie Hill, the longtime assistant, up with the 2, and it just brings to mind his dad, he said he's feeling much better. They named the complex at Rutgers after Fred Hill, renowned in these circles. That's Freddie now, a real gamer.
One of the great basketball families in coaching.
Yeah, and of course, the father was a great football player, baseball and basketball.
You think of all the great minds in the state of New Jersey in basketball. I once remember Hubie Brown.
Don't bring me up.
Hubie Brown mentioned this. He said, there are 2 kinds of basketball. There's basketball, and then there's basketball in Jersey.
Well, that's because he had Al LaBalbo as a high school
That's
coach.
right.
And Al LaBalbo went up to Army. And
Fairleigh Dickinson coach.
He got Bob Knight interested in the man-to-man, and of course, a young cadet picked some of that up by Mike Krzyzewski and brought a lot of the drills and things of the defensive nature down to Duke.
First met Al LaBalbo when he was on Louis Carnesecca's staff in the mid-'80s. One of the great characters of the old Big East.
A little flex kind of look and rubs on the baseline. Good coverage right here.
Travis working on Sanogo.
Loves to bounce. Nice drop step.
Ooh, the iron kind there. And he gets it to go. That's another one of those under-the-rim plays he makes. But
he's not going to elevate. He's just so sound. Oh, what a good pass. Perfect trap there.
Delgado looking for pick and roll. They're well defended again by Butler.
And they do a nice job showing and recovering.
Desi.
Tough shot. Look at this rebound.
He got it on the rim. Delgado could not retrieve it. Martin. That was a nice find to Savage. Beautiful steal.
What a cover. Sunoco.
That runner won't go. That's going to be a root out from Woodson.
A good job on Woodson, though. You know he's dead on delivery there with the big guy muscling.
That was
Delgado.
That was the kind of foul we saw all too often for the Butler, the Marquette guards last night.
That's right.
Got Marcus Howard and Rousey in foul difficulty.
Well, don't forget that 1-3-1, they have to check out on the wing. A big guy in a difficult situation.
I don't know about your phone, but mine's still blowing up from the effects of last night's game.
Is that right?
Well, it's one of the most memorable college basketball games and nights of this season.
Phenomenal.
3 of the top 4 teams in the country knocked out.
Great for the league, too, last night. Nice cut.
Savage with the teardrop. Not there. Sanogo clears.
Look at this balance. So impressive.
Javon Thomas rejected. Boy, Butler just will not give up anything around the rim.
Absolutely not. You got to get in there and find, get available.
This is not a team that's known for having a lot of rim protection, but they've done it tonight.
They're excellent defensive linemen, special. Tough shot.
Right there for Woodson.
That's a tough jack.
3:53 remaining right now. It's going to be first one to 40 wins.
Well, when you tack the rim, you better come prepared to me. This is a little tough, Big East.
Rivalry games in college basketball. It tips off right after our game on FS1. Superstar Lonzo Ball and number 8 UCLA battle Elijah Stewart and crosstown rival USC. Pac-12 basketball tonight. I know you've seen him like 5 times. What a difference he's made.
How about the 8 assists? I mean, it's unbelievable. He puts the ball right where you need it and do some things around the rim if he has to. This kid is a genius at analyzing what to do on the offense. McLaughlin, little guard from USC, too. That should be a heck of a game.
As you look at our game summary, for all the offense that may be coming, we've seen nothing but defense so far here tonight between these 2 teams.
Not shooting. Oh, Timmy. Oh, your daughters are here, I guess.
No, I think that's our old friend in the student section there. I think that's Vin DeVito's daughter that's in school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's Vinny that we worked with for such a long time. Rodriguez. He walked, took an extra step. Yeah, his daughter Hope actually is in school here at Seton Hall.
You know, Timmy,
friend of ours.
This is bringing back an old memory to me when we used to play Princeton on a frequent basis, every year. We used to say to our kids who had good numbers, look, you're not going to get your 14 points tonight, but if you get 8 and they're good shots, we can win. Don't take a lot of bad shots. Don't hustle into situations. And Martin is really short.
He really is.
I actually think he's shooting the ball too high. Could that be possible?
Harrington not able to get the consistent jumper to fall from downtown. He did have that 1-3 a moment ago. No one's really warming up after making one. Normally some shooters scores. After they hit one, they're good to go.
I would say Martin should take his guy as he does here. Look at it. Yeah, the defense.
Too good.
Foul on the floor.
Ball is on the deck when the foul was called. A reminder coming up on the half. It's the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report. Bob Stone, Steve Lavin have scores and highlights from around the country. From the Galen Center at USC, they're on hand for that matchup coming up later tonight. By the way, Stoner last night was off. Kevin was in. He was watching our game.
He's such a professional.
Yeah.
And Lav looks like, from what I'm told, he's got an outfit suited for the Sopranos.
There's Rodriguez picking up his second, and then a technical foul on Desi. So he had a little something to say that caused problems. clearly frustrated. 0 for 5 from the floor.
So that was number 2, so it's number 3.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker because a technical counts as a personal foul in the college game.
And this could get this young man going. And that's key for this team. I think they need numbers from him. Yeah, they're 16 a game, 82% from the free throw line, and all of a sudden it clears your head a little bit.
Michael Stevens just told Kevin Willard, I told the kid 2 times. He was questioning what the issue was, and he said, I told him, as if to say, I warned him, and he didn't stop, and so he got teed up.
Now that is a real problem. Well, at this point, he's so talented. By the way, he had a terrible fall in the St. John's game. I don't know how he got up.
Well, you really thought he was the shoulder or the net.
Yeah, and he had done that in Honolulu as well. A little small change again, this time Powell.
Powell gets the foul this time. And a little unrest among the fans from here in Newark, New Jersey for Seton Hall after both the technical and that, as my colleague would call nickel dimer, against Powell.
No, that's part. Refs have to call it. People don't like it, but that's what they've tried to clean up. Most coaches are now teaching keep your arms to the side and out.
Now this is a Butler team that's coming off really a road steal at DePaul. DePaul played really well, and Savage had a lot to do with them coming back to win that game. Right.
In the crunch time, they had the 3 guards though. Yeah, they did. Savage and Baldwin. They really were the reason they won it. A lot of hustle, rebound by Savage.
DePaul, you think about the hard luck that Dave Lato's going through. They've been close a number of times.
And the old story, nobody is that bad. If you don't come in too far at the optimum, you're going to have some problem. Cross-screen markers play down.
And Lewis reaching in against Delgado.
I think I might have gotten Schrabbis.
Maybe got Schrabbis on the backside. It is Andrew Schrabbis.
Yeah, he got a little
rather than Lewis.
Testing. But that's what they do. They rake down there to help out the post guy.
To your point about you better be ready to play, I guarantee you Ed Cooley is thinking about that now at Providence after St. John's came in and got the win.
Did you hear the applause for the free throw? Because he struggles. And the feeling is, it's just, the stroke looks good. It's just that lacking confidence.
All psychological. Did not look as good, you're right.
And Schrabbis another one. Boy.
That's 2 quick ones on him.
I thought that could have been a play on.
Yeah.
That was good effort.
Chris Holtman's wondering why it wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, as bad as the 3 are on Desi Rodriguez, 2 quick ones on Schrabbis.
I can't blame Chris either. You know, this is one of those plays. That's just good hustle. Let it go.
Really did not appear that any one of the 2 players was an advantage.
And you know, you wonder if the T call, you're going to be a little more touchy.
Certainly brings that into question from the opposing coach. Jones at the line.
Stop the clock, get a chance to get a couple, and get one of your mainstays another foul.
Well, at this stage, Willard would just love to be within shouting distance with his club shooting under 20% from the floor. They're right around 16% in this half from the floor. Trying to get any point any way you can.
Either club has got a rhythm, though. Wouldn't you agree?
No, absolutely.
Double high,
disjointed game.
Pick and pop. One goes, one pops. Could have been an offensive foul on the load up by Martin. Automatic switch. They got what they want with Travis.
Yep, they do. Martin on a blow by. That will lead to a foul underneath.
And you wonder why guys foul with NZ looming like that. It's like you got to check. I got him. I got him. How about this? That is amazing, that graphic.
Wow, that's
what a struggle tonight. 23. Well, they're not going to get there this half, I don't think.
And you see it so often, Bill, when 2 teams have similar strengths and similar flaws. And from a matchup standpoint, these 2 were built for an ugly game.
They were.
And that's exactly what they're giving us in the first half.
You know, Martin is such a great player. If he could get it going again, they are going to become a tougher round. He is key to their success.
At this point, any one player that catches fire could change the complexion of the game for either team. Carrington, that's just a tough shot. There's a follow by Delgado.
That's what they're going to have to do, shoot it and chase it.
Yeah.
They're not going to get much more.
Your best offense is a missed shot.
Yeah. Back screen.
That was a nice recovery there by Woodson of that pass.
You don't want to foul that to me if you're Seton Hall. Just play solid.
Martin for three.
Wow, big time.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Look out.
He's got talent, this kid.
Yeah.
And a great presence to pry with the lead foot and drill it.
That's the kind of shot that you would see him make at home all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Is he valuable to their cause?
His first field goal, Bill, he's 1 of 6. And mark that one down because it could be catching. Carrington almost lost it to Lewis.
Nice job helping the weak side. Tough shot again.
And here's Powell.
That's the goal. Nice find, as we all know. Offensive rebound. So susceptible to the kick out.
Yeah, the freshman from Trenton Catholic knocks one home. And the Hall, with its first tray, they're 1 of 11 from beyond the arc. They're waking up offensively here. We'll be right back. 17, Butler with the lead, 37.4 remaining. It's not been artistic for either club.
Well, my family's in the house. You got Vinny DeVito, I got my family.
Yeah, why not?
What an attractive couple that is, huh?
Think we'll play 2, right?
See, no think and stop with the little 2-3 zone look.
Travis leans in and gets the roll.
He is tough.
It's a big trip to close out the half here for Seton Hall.
Big time. Anything through Travis, they get a little zone here.
Looks that way.
Yeah. Watch the offensive rebound. It usually leaks in the checkout area.
Get it on the rim and let Delgado go get it.
Orsonoco pretty good on the glass, too.
Jones on a dribble drive.
Nice.
Oh, the bank is open right here.
Nice use of the glass as well. And once again, Travis right there. He is a nudge defensively.
A couple of big buckets for the Hall to close out the half. And if you think about it, this just beat the clock.
Absolutely. Great presence of mind, little turn, spin, and kiss.
9 points in the last 2:39 for the Hall after a very slow start. Well, that's the end of the first. Our score 26-19. Stoner and Steve Lavin will be back with the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report right after this. It's Big East basketball, and it's on FS1. Positively gorgeous night on the Jersey side, overlooking Gotham here in the Big East. The Butler Bulldogs on the road have a 7-point lead over Seton Hall. Points have been difficult to come by. You know, I had a friend of mine just say, it's great that we got the fatheads. Please don't take them on the airplane when you leave tomorrow. Neither one of us will, I promise.
You look like my son.
Bill,
you know what? You're from Shreveport. What do you know about Jersey?
I've been here enough.
I know you've been to Gotham.
Second home really was up here for many, many years.
Meadowlands, many years.
Yeah, no question.
Who's going to score?
Yeah, well, that's my question of you. As the analyst, I need to know of all of these shooters. Yeah.
You've seen tapes of my team.
What do you?
You know, I think the defense was extraordinary.
Yeah.
And from that end, I think both coaches are satisfied. Kevin had a timeout, said let's reverse the ball side to side and then drive. They didn't do it as often as he would like, certainly. Counter that, I think Martin might be out with that 3 he made at the end of the half.
Well, listen, they got 9 points, Seton Hall, in the last. As you look at the numbers, our Jeep Grand Cherokee stats. Second chance points with the Hall. Of the 19 scored, 11 of them were on putbacks. So Put it on the rim and let your bigs go get it.
That may be the one.
This is a team that averages 13 assists per game. Seton Hall, Bill, they had 1.
Nice fake.
Travis right to the rack and a foul.
The kid is so clever. He does that so well. It's a camouflage, almost like a quarterback faking to the halfback. Hesitate and blow by. This is the end of a pretty heady performance.
I love that football analogy. That would be like a zone read play by the quarterback to the football analogy.
Kid is clever. It's got an old-fashioned grasp of the game.
He's coming off, Bill, a scoreless game.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 0 for 5. He had 5 rebounds, a couple of blocks in 33 minutes. That's very rare for Andrew Schrader. So you know he wanted to rebound in tonight's game after that kind of effort at the pole.
He knows the game, passes well, sees things.
Delgado working on Weidman.
Nice job by Weidman, got him off the box.
Addison Jones. And the Wake Forest transfer can knock it down with the best of them. Let's see if he lights up, and it's 28-22.
Kevin wants a little more pressure. It's really interesting when your decision maker is this guy. I mean, it just gives you another valuable weapon. Nice.
Lewis is open for 3.
There you go.
Well, he was a parade at McDonald's High School All-America before going to NC State and then transferring. That's his first bucket of the night.
That's some shot makers. Game winner against Northwestern early in the year.
That was when Savage was unavailable, you might recall.
Yeah, he was sick in those days. A small change, and we got some news for you. We got some hoops going.
Oh, yeah.
Jones from Madison. That's a little town out west here.
Right.
The stroke and then the counter. We're very fortunate to get this as Travis had left his feet. And Lewis drilling it.
Keelan Martin got the foul. That's his first of the night.
Nice cut.
Carrington raised the front iron, and it's run down by the smallest player on the floor, Lewis. Solo out there, Weidman with the recycle.
Just does his job. Defend, rebound, screen as he just did there. The brush, look, the duck in.
I don't know if enough teams have role players quite as good as Weidman. How about that pass? He did a lot of things there now, rejected, but those are not in the box score plays, Bill, what Weidman just did.
That's a great feel. Pretty good reaction defensively because they were decimated. There's the reaction on earlier with the rejection. We'll hand off. They played a little better.
Travis from up top.
Ooh! Sudoku afraid to get out and close. He's ringing the bell tonight.
Yes.
I mentioned his tough performance earlier.
He's got 12, and the lead is 12 for the Bulldogs. Just over 2 minutes gone by here in the second half.
Watch Weidman's footwork, folks. Inside on Delgado. Always close. Look at him helping. Still, look at the strength to keep him away.
Rodriguez right there. Remember, he's playing with 3 fouls. Picked up that technical in the first half. He's 0 for 6 tonight, Desi Rodriguez.
Look at this fight.
Martin. That rainbow will not go, and Delgado brings it down. I like what you said about the trajectory. It is maybe a little too high.
You know, I spoke to Barry Collier, the athletic director, and he said he thinks that he's aiming. And he said, you know, it might be a little higher, but he thinks he's aiming instead of just relaxing and shooting.
Rodriguez uses the window.
They need him. Nobody back. Nice look.
Weidman slams it home.
How about Lewis?
Yeah, that upsets Willard. Floor not balanced.
That is just a great job.
And another steal. Carrington's hurt. I think it's his finger.
Yeah, he's
Left
running right to
finger.
the locker room.
Yeah, he is hurting.
Do you remember seeing that? We talk often about the Providence Georgetown game with Patino and Thompson.
Yeah.
That's what started it, if you remember. Was it Tillman, maybe?
Was David Kipfer and Dwayne Bryant.
It was Dwayne Bryant, okay.
Yeah.
Same thing, it got hit on the glass.
We were touching on that last night. Memorable games for us in the Big East. 30 years ago, Patino's first win for Providence against Georgetown. They would later meet in the Elite Eight and would beat them again to go to the Final Four in New Orleans that year, the one that was won by Indiana. There's a foul underneath. And Syracuse, of course, the other Big East team that got to the Final Four and played in that championship.
Just so clever. Sunoco leaning in. Travis has a great ability to move you around, feel you, understand which way to drop step.
Travis at the free throw line. The reason that came up, by the way, was because it was a program-making win. A little bit like Marquette's last night.
Yeah, very much so.
You know, a young Rick Pitino. Last night it was a young Steve Wojciechowski.
Building programs is so difficult. It takes time. The good teams are going to keep plugging away. They're not going to let you in.
Travis already with 6 points in this half. Lead is up to 13.
Look at the show, recover. Now look at Wyman just rooted Delgado 5 feet off the box.
Rodriguez trying to get it done past Martin. That was a smooth move.
There's the strength too. That ability, and he can go to that right hand as well.
That was a very smooth move. Lewis. Powell brings it down.
They got numbers now.
4 on 3. Rodriguez for 3. Too strong. Delgado, he's fouled. Weidman a push.
See, this is the problem now. He's got to make that so they at least have 2. Now you got to worry about making the free throws, but Rodriguez with that brute force strength using that right hand. Let me in. Dominating the lane.
Hoops on FS1 is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Our score 37-26, Butler with the lead, and in the second half, Andrew Schrabis has decided to take control.
Lighten it up. Timmy's stepping out. We know he can make that, and this is where he is most effective. Either finishes with that drop step or finds somebody, and why not step out? Big time, and where scoring is at a premium, lighten it up.
Now you see the combination of those two, and Delgado, his buckets have really come off offensive rebounds. Not really able to get much done. A lot of rebounds, not many putbacks for him. And I touched on Schrabis going scoreless against DePaul. That was the first time that he had gone scoreless since the 7th game of his freshman year against LSU in 2013. And tonight, scoreless for the first 7 minutes. And now he's up to 13.
And Timmy there, he bent his knees. You know, people have accused both of us of being a little tight. But he tightens the leg sometimes and then releases it. See how he pauses? It's not as fluid, but obviously the result effective.
37-28. Just over 4 minutes gone by. 9 and 13 now for Delgado. He's sort of a walking double-double, even if he's not having a good shooting night.
Pretty good defense here. They had overloaded in the dribble drive and the handoff.
Weidman with the pick. Baldwin with the floater. Not there. Kamar got those early fouls, Bill, and has been really a non-factor since picking up 2 very early in the game. Rodriguez launching off the window.
I'll tell you what, he has really stepped up and attacked. Resourceful.
Crowd getting more involved.
Got to go through Schrabis, I think, at some point.
Look at the room they give Weidman.
Yeah, they do, but once in a while he should screen, they'll get an open jumper.
Martin leans in. Not there. Madison Jones collects it.
Gotta be patient, gotta be patient. They gotta look to help down on the dribble just a little bit.
Delgado backs in on Weidman.
They got a foul.
Yeah, they did.
Outside.
Weidman gets the foul his second.
This is just brute strength. Understanding the little angle. Can I get through? Off the forehead. Big time smooch. Those the technical and that first half sort of stymied him. Now he's out a little bit.
Here's Delgado. We mentioned that 2020 game for Seton Hall, first since Eddie Griffin had one back in 2000. Just the 14th ever in Big East regular season. And, you know, that's saying a lot when you get 20-20. And the possibility of backing that up is clear. It could happen. He's had 14 double-doubles this year, 48 in his career.
This will be 15.
Yeah, but
he can get it going the foul. I think he was 6 for 7 a couple of games ago. Then missed a bunch coming down the stretch. Delgado.
on that 13-point lead now, down to 6. A 7-0 run. Seton Hall in the midst of now. Delgado with the outlet to Desi Rodriguez.
Gotta be careful, trying to do a little bit too much. He's old out Carrington. He's back on the bench, by the way.
Yeah, good to see. Delgado.
Strength.
Ooh, stays with it. One more time and he's fouled.
Moses, throw it up and go get it. Oh my goodness. You are just seeing the physicality of Seton Hall. There's sort of 2 drives by Desi Rodriguez. This is just power personified. He just has a thirst for rebounds.
A lot of times we notice in conference play late, you know, the team that's on the road seems to be a little later to the 50-50 ball or the hustle plays. And right now, Seton Hall in the midst of this run is doing it.
How about this? Swatting it off a big game against Michigan State.
What a player he is.
He is tough. That's the one thing Delgado and I have in common. We have a thirst. This is for rebounding.
Oh, play me a song, piano man. And you see the bandage work on that finger of Carrington. Oh, Russo and Morrison working hard on the front.
They really are. They did their homework.
Travis.
He knows he can drive.
Oh, he lost the ball. The run for Seton Hall may continue. Numbers, Powell from downtown. Rodriguez, yes, and a foul.
This is all about an aggressive nature. Getting into the mix. You mentioned 50-50. A lot of games, it's all about effort, sticking to it. Inside position, you don't stick these guys. They make you pay. The bench alive, and I'll tell you what, in some games Rodriguez puts it out there. Such a talented performer, whether it's out or on the dribble, and that time on the glass.
It's now a 10-0 run done by Desi and Delgado. Sounds like a production. Desi Lou.
Yeah, exactly.
And they can do. To a 13-point lead in this second half. And now Desi and Delgado are on a roll.
Ricky Ricardo could lead a band while Desi Rodriguez leading a band of Pirates back into this thing with great power, impact on the glass. Whatever they need right now, he is stepping up big time. Now Butler's got to match it. Travis earlier on a drive turned it over on a mismatch, just had to protect a little bit as you look at the numbers here. A big run by those two Titans, particularly on the glass.
Well, you're dangerous with a little bit of knowledge, aren't you?
Showing my age, too.
Tell Fred we just paid the rent, and we're ready to go here. It's been an outstanding start to the second half.
Fowler on the floor.
There's a pop out for Baldwin. Let's see if he can get it cracked out.
What a good timeout call. That's why everybody respects Chris.
Yeah, Holtman can really do it.
He gets Baldwin in the game. Will turn out.
First field goal in the last 3:40 for Butler, and it comes out of the timeout.
And stack the double. And they know Powell can shoot when they're there on the catch.
Travis now on the hip of Delgado.
Note for the charge.
Read the double, got it to Jones. Oh, a scoop! Could not get it in. It's a beautiful move, just without the finish. Baldwin will get him in bunches, Bill. He's confident.
Herky, jerky.
Martin in traffic.
Nice pass right here.
He gets him in bunches, Bill. Not this time, though.
Good extra pass, though. Nice little look. Savage responded.
39-34.
Ooh, nice pick and roll.
Over to Jones, he's wide open.
Fowler competed there.
He did. He blocked out beautifully, playing with 3 fouls too. Baldwin stop and go. Stripped by Jones and deflected by Jones. Nice stuff. Really nice. Both teams playing their heart out. The hunted Butler, the hunter, the Hall. Stay right where you are.
Play so important in games like this, and out of a timeout earlier, just a well-executed play. You just relax a little, and you go under and don't respond, or you trail and don't hitch tight enough, and you pay for it. The lefty, and then he got an open look. You were mentioning he gets them in bunches. And nice players, pieces to turn to. Come on, Baldwin. Beautiful stroke.
Young man from Winder, Georgia, Appalachia High School. Upon his recruitment, Holtman went back to Indianapolis, and he told everybody on his staff, shh, let's keep this quiet, okay? I don't think people know how good this kid is. Harrington back on the floor for Seton Hall. Loose ball taken down. Savage on the other end.
Fowler does a nice shot running rim to rim, makes Delgado work. I think Kevin's guys have done a nice job defensively. Now they're running some stuff, particularly with Pickett. That's his shot too.
Well, that's an air ball, but that's a good shot for him. You're going to see Chris Holtman, and he's clapping his hands saying, you know what, I want that from you. You need to take that shot.
Well, they're air currents.
Yeah. I felt them coming in today.
Exactly.
A lot of big guys that can hit post shots. I think Tyler Hawkins that way at Syracuse. You know, you want him to take more shots.
Whereas he turned it up a notch.
He has.
Second part of the season. Nice kick.
Harrington gets the bump. Can't get it to go. Martin the rebound.
Once you don't leave your feet.
Savage, no help. Delgado another rebound.
Well, he just swallows him up, and then the nickel dimer. I think Fowler unnecessarily.
Which is 4 on him. That's not something that Holtman needed to see. He can run out of bodies down there to try to stay with the likes of Delgado and Sonogo and others that are interchangeable parts on the low block. Now Weidman is up. Looks like he'll have to come into the game. That makes them a much smaller team.
Yeah, but he plays bigger. Weidman.
True.
You know, he just does a great job extricating people from the low box area. Makes it tougher on Delgado. But Travis having a little dialogue with Delgado. That's pretty cute. They put his arm around him.
Baldwin also checked out of the game, and Avery Woodson came in for Butler.
Nice pump fake.
Rodriguez. Well, Travis got in the way of that one, didn't he? Look at that effort. Beautifully done. That's a tie. We'll go the other way, which is to Seton Hall.
I'll tell you what, Kevin's got his guys playing much harder.
Yeah,
immersed in, don't you think? I mean, he's really stoked them up. Done a great job with this program, too.
After that 10-0 run, they've now gone 0 for 5, but they're hanging in with that tenacious defense. Sonogo hitting the deck there to make sure that the ball stayed on this end of the floor.
Good cross and back. A nice recovery by Travis.
Harrington weaves his way through the pick, and we'll get to the free throw line.
Well, they're doing a nice job, too, aren't they? Off the dribble drive now. Execution. Not in disarray. It's just great defense. But when you can go either way, that is impressive. Get to the free throw line.
Andrew Travis got the foul, his third.
Timmy, does he still have the tape on? I can't tell.
Yeah, no, he took it off. Yeah, he took it off. I think the remnants of some of the tape is on that pinky.
Yeah,
but the two that were together are no longer together.
Did you ever have one dislocated like that? Yeah.
Not for playing basketball.
It happens in darts, I know.
An all baseball injury, yeah. 39-36.
Where do you go? I like it in this guy's hands.
Blocked
flow by Schrabis. And he'll dribble and look for people if he doesn't have a nice drop step.
Good defense by Sonogo, though.
And look who cleans it up.
Yeah, Delgado,
the master.
His 19th rebound. He's going to get 20 back-to-back.
Nice pass.
Oh, yes!
That's where he's
got Sonogo for a go-go.
That's where he has gotten better, passing the ball. Well, they're playing like they want to go to a tournament.
Martin with a silencer.
And shaking his head. He's too good. Don't think, just play, big fella.
Well, that was clinic stuff that Seton Hall just pulled off downhill.
But he really has a good feel for the game, Delgado. Not just a rebounder. Getting better with that 15-footer, too. Oh, lucky to get this. Pretty good hands there by Savage. But you mentioned it. Clever little slip. And then acknowledging you step up to cover, they make you pay with a little dump off.
He loved that pass as much as he would the shot.
Exactly.
That he made it, you know?
That tells you something about him.
He's an unselfish young man. Really fun to be around.
Always smiling.
Yeah, from the Dominican Republic.
We can learn from it.
Absolutely.
Chuck Dale, you've heard me say this. His line on players was, if you can do one thing well, you can play at the next level. Yeah. And you know what Delgado can do on the glass.
Absolutely.
Just developing the other aspects of his game.
Yeah. Now that passing skill is something that can serve you very well as you move forward. That little high-low game with Sonogo was special. 42-40. 9 and change remaining.
There's a little passive pressure, maybe use a little clock. Down to 20 to start.
Ooh, Keelan from way downtown. Wideman trying to keep it alive, and Sonogo runs it down. Seton Hall could tie it or take the lead on this possession.
Don't be in a hurry. Know your guy's tendencies if you're Butler. He loves to drive it hard.
Rejected, but it's great defensive work by Woodson. Savage! How big was that?
Are they going to say before? They're going to score the goal. A great defensive position. Taking away that spin. And now the effort at this end. Good attack and taking that lick as well. That's a little bit of a silencer, huh?
Yeah, and they did overrule. I thought it was going the other way, but they did give the and one, count the basket. And Savage at the free throw line looking for his 11th point of the night. Another of the grad transfers that can make such a difference. So many of them in college basketball now. It's really become a part of the game.
Hurts one program, certainly helps another.
It's here to stay, though.
Rodriguez trying to post up, not a bad idea. I think he's got another little pin down for him. There they go. I think they want him inside. Down to 3.
Carrington's got a launch.
Didn't hit anything.
No, he didn't.
Good defensive set. Very mediocre offensive set.
7:58 remaining. Butler leads it by 4. Tempo picking up in Jersey. The tempo picking up in the second half, Bill, and as we go inside the huddle of Chris Holtman, reacting to the way the game is being whistled inside his huddle right now.
Good job right there getting some loose balls, okay? That's what it's about. Again, it's about those loose balls that are tipped, okay? All right? It's a man's game in the second half. That's the way they've decided to call it, okay? So you got to respond accordingly. Wall up on Rodriguez, make him play over you, okay? Keep him in front, engage him with your right hand.
Pretty good stuff, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Keeping a guy in front of you, how you do it, you can use that forearm shiver, stay in contact, and keep him in front. Very, very important. Good stuff.
It really is. And one of the reasons I love to hear coaches with their teams speak in absolutes. because it registers.
Yeah.
And you sometimes in a 4-minute segment see it play out right before your very eyes. Let's see how they respond here.
A man's game, huh? Oh, it sure is.
Probably why they're shooting a combined 29%. It's not easy.
Nice roll. There should have been a loop.
Yeah.
Not a direct. Tough catch for Weidman.
Baldwin upset with himself a little too.
Well, you got to run. You got to be ready on a timeout. When they come out of the huddle, they run some good stuff.
Old coaches really love seeing that.
Yeah, I mean it's part of the game. You got to react accordingly on the defensive end. I think you can ride Rodriguez with a jump shot because he's got the size to get him in that box area.
Over, you know, that was an advantage, physical advantage against Lewis, who can be a liability because of size, and Powell knew what to do. 44-42.
Delgado can really jam things up. That is the problem. Nice little shove back.
Here's where Lewis can help you. Clock winding down, being efficient. Travis missed against the clock, didn't happen. That was a poor sequence offensively.
Yeah, I missed the red, but that, you know, accordingly the defense too.
Yeah.
I mean, they just were solid. And Delgado really heads up, communicating.
We're really watching two outstanding teams coached so well defensively.
They sure are. A lot of work to do it this well. There's the mismatch underneath.
Powell again, off the curl.
This kid has a beautiful delivery.
First lead since it was 5-3.
And you got to know it, too. You got to be on him as the ball enters his hands. Oh, good shot.
Think you got a foul, though. Carrington coming over, and Kadeem picks up the foul.
Yeah, very fortunate, but the understanding of what to do once you get the basketball. Just amazing. Powell comes off the little dribble handoff and bump and knocks it down.
Really a break for Baldwin to get to the free throw line after that, but it was a good call.
But I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a play that Kevin's guys ran.
Yes, it was.
And then a dribble handoff, so you get a double screen.
Saw one of America's and the Big East best freshman guards. He did not perform well last night, but Marquette got the win tonight. Baldwin really being tested. Not having a vintage night offensively at all, but he does so many things well. As Holtman told us, you know, he just doesn't have bad games.
Marcus Howard, who you're talking about, he's going to be a great one, too.
Yes.
Mojo. Just tough nights, that happens.
Sanogo, Rodriguez, Carrington, Delgado, and Powell. The 5 on the floor for Seton Hall. 6 minutes left.
Sticking a little with Carrington. Not make quicker decisions. Look at Delgado.
Again. He and Sanogo really working it. And Travis picks up a foul bill, and that's number 4.
And Delgado may have gotten away with one, too. A little frustration there by Travis. But he is relentless, no question about it. Angel.
Back-to-back 20 rebound games for Delgado.
4 for 9 right now. The last couple haven't been as attractive.
That was sweet.
Yeah. He's got to get it up higher, too, I think.
Madison Jones checks in for Carrington.
Yeah, every old timer you talk to, they can't understand why kids miss free throws, right? What is wrong? Yeah, that's the one thing they feel they can do. See that one? The other way, they got
Rodriguez go over the back.
Number 4.
Yeah. That's where the technical really hurts. It would be 3 were it not for the technical foul. Now Willard absolutely has to make sure that he plays with a level of intelligence the rest of the way.
Going to trust him, Tim.
Yeah. The junior from the Bronx is staying in the game.
And he's got a tough match too with Baldwin. I would get it there and let him turn the corner. Automatic switch helps. just move him away from the basket where he can dominate and decimate the D. Look at the footwork now, the spin out. Just terrific understanding and the full extension. Toughness.
And you know what? They got Delgado out of the game. Schrabis was aware of that. He went right to the 10. He needed to get a blow. I mean, Delgado just was tired, and they needed to get him out. And Schrabis, a smart player, knew that the rim wasn't protected.
Well, this is a tougher lineup right now that Butler has. Seton Hall the guard. Delgado can't back off as he would with Weidman, who is coming in, though. Saving Schrabis. Those foul difficulties.
What an intelligent player he is, though.
He really has a great feel.
Butler leads it by 3. 5:35 left.
Look at Weidman. 10 feet he got away.
That's strength on strength right there. And it was won by Weidman, although I think we may have gotten a late push.
It was Weidman.
Yep.
Just bodied him out a little bit, had the hands up.
You see, Chris is down. He told his guys it's a man's game. You got to be physical. Tyler just picked up his 3rd.
He's got to counter with this move, though. He's got to come back this way. They fake that way because he loves to go over that left shoulder.
He can't afford to keep Schrabis on the bench, Bill. He's going to have to get him right back out there. So much of what they do offensively runs through him.
And he's the point forward mentality, point center. With this group, he's the center. So he will drag Delgado away, so that's a tough match. You're going to have to get Sunoco on him. And then the problem looms with the 3 perimeter people. This is a real difficult situation for Kevin Miller.
Delgado now 6 of 13 at the strap. The lead is 2. Wild night in the Big East and around college basketball.
I think you got to get Schrabis away from the rim. Here they go. Well, they got the lane.
Baldwin. Not there. A little too wild with that one. I don't think Holman was happy with it.
I think he felt he could use the rim, but the big looming large.
One of the first times we've seen Baldwin look like a freshman offensively.
A tough pass.
Knocked away. Last touch by Butler.
Well, in traffic. Not an easy catchable pass. Too much action. And they're yo-yoing for defensive purposes now. Schrabis out, Weidman in.
Inzi also checked in for Seton Hall.
Watch him around the rim, too. Nice screen.
Carrington.
Easy. Caliber. A little late on the cover.
We're tied at 49.
You either got to trail him or, like, shortcut it. Here's the turnout. Coming to his left hand.
Number 11, Butler. Trying to get it done on the road against a team that really wants a tough out to come their way.
Weidman, big time. A long rebound. Martin wants it down in the box.
This would be a solidifying win for Seton Hall in a lot of ways, but they got to continue this run and play well on this end. Savage.
Oh boy, did he stick with that. Never leave the ball. Cardinal mistake.
12 in the game for him, and it's 51-49. Carrington, too strong.
Yeah, he never had his balance, Trying to force the issue. They can get better. You got to pry a little with Delgado inside.
Savage, Woodson, Baldwin, Weidman, and Martin on the floor. What a rejection that was by Inzi.
Nice pass ahead.
Desi Rodriguez misses the layup.
And on the other way, Joe. Use the glass.
And Jones got a foul on top of it. A double whammy.
Couple of mistakes, but just a little lazy and not jumping out, and a knockdown by Carrington. And how about this? You never leave the basketball. A little kiss. Butler.
To team up with the National Alliance on Mental Illness and their commitment to improving the lives of families and those living with mental illness Learn more about how to be stigma-free by visiting foxsportssupports.com. We touched on what an amazing night we had last evening with Marquette's win against Villanova, the #1 team in the country, dethrone the defending national champs. It was a little catchy as Kansas went into Huggy Bear's place, and they were throttled big time by the Mountaineers. And Tennessee, Rick Barnes with his signature win since taking over on Rocky Top, beating Kentucky. First time since '79 that the 1, 2, and 4 teams lost on the same day. And it's continuing tonight. Florida State. Now that's amazing. Josh Pastner, many people thought wouldn't win a conference game, and now they've had 3 big wins in that league. And Creighton losing to Georgetown Life without Maurice Watson continues.
Question about it. I think the biggest upset, to my mind, was Tennessee, Kentucky. Of all of those.
I would agree. Yeah, and remember Kansas and Kentucky have that big one this weekend, and both were knocked out prior to that matchup. By the way, 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, 2012, the 1, 3, and 4, not 1, 2, and 4, the 1, 3, and 4 lost. So 3 teams in the top 4 have lost more recently. But first time since '79 that
they got a charge.
And there's a charge.
And getting too deep, you got to use your floater there. Well-designed play by Kevin. Little pin down. And all of a sudden, you know he's standing there. He beats you in so many ways. Andrew knows the game.
And that's, again, why you can play him with 4 fouls and not worry about it.
I think he was holding his breath at the ball.
That's the 3rd on Carrington, by the way.
Look at the spacing now. Both corners covered. ISO in the middle, see if they get Martin going.
Baldwin, no problem.
Big replacement. And Carrington didn't stay at home on his guy. That's all deployment. Corners. Once you penetrate a little timeout out by Kevin, they've got 2 left.
Just as Kamar Baldwin had no problem taking the shot to end it against Northwestern when we were there at Hinkle Fieldhouse, same kind of shot, Bill. He had no conscience.
He didn't have to think about it, though. This corner and the far right corner, we'll see. And a little 2-man play in the middle, and now you sniff in here, because that's your job in a sense. You're trying to cover for the roll man. Yeah. And this kid, unerring from deep.
Almost the same spot on the floor.
Exactly.
As he had against Northwestern.
Good point. You are right about this kid's attitude. He's got some tune, some positive.
You know, you look at these so-called stars that are next to players when they come out of high school. This young man was a 3. And we talk so often about the star players coming into college basketball. For Holtman to get this kid from where he did and have a chance to develop him, I mean, this kid could be a star of stars in the next few years.
I saw Chris on the way in, and we were talking about him a little bit. I know we met with him later, and he was saying that the league now, better players are saying, you know, we'd like to go there. It's an excellent basketball conference. And
listen, one of the reasons
that knows how to teach and coach.
One of the reasons he came from Gardner-Webb, you know, Brad Stevens wanted to hire him but couldn't. But when they moved to the Big East and Brandon Miller got in, he noticed that and he said, you know what, that's a Big East job now, and it's going to change things. And the level of athlete that you can get, no disrespect to the other conferences that they were part of, but you've seen how Creighton has gotten better players. Certainly Butler has done the same since they made the move. And
it's not the X's and O's.
No, it's the Jimmys and Joes. That's right.
I think I've heard you use that.
I think so.
And now they just check in here.
I get all my original thoughts from someone else.
Join the club.
They're going to review this last foul to see if it's
I think the shot
on Enzi or Carrington here.
Oh, they got it.
It is now on Carrington, I think. Yeah, it's Carrington that got the foul, and that's his 3rd.
And he's got to play tough down the stretch. He's very important.
Yeah.
Make some good decisions.
Big sequence here for the Hall.
Nice switch. Look at Wyman, just a great job getting out a little bit further. Now the body bang, and he walked. And it's Wyman standing him up tall. Well, that was a big, big play. Some defense for offense now as Jones comes onto the floor. Lets that Rick Mahorn, you put the pressure on the release. Old piston in net.
How about the use of bench, defensive for offensive substitutions down the stretch here for Chris Holtman?
Both clubs, though, they're doing it.
They are.
Lewis really solid with the basketball. Seldom turns it over. Won a game. Nice entry.
Savage with a ball fake and a drive. Yes, and a foul.
And they got that on Delgado. And you know what centered that play? Travis looked at the clock. It's too soon to shoot the ball. Back down and the dribble drive and the attack, the savage attack. With a chance for three.
They just play with a level of intelligence, Bill, that really does mirror Villanova in many ways, I think. You're right, they play different styles defensively.
Yeah. They're more of a straight-up man.
Right.
And basic. They're able to mix it up on you, as you well know.
They just have an understanding of where one another are on the floor. The lead balloons suddenly to 9 after what has been a 8-0 run, 9-0 run. Rodriguez for 3. He rattled that one home. They needed it too.
They sure did. I mean, there are problems on this offensive end because of excellent defense, but the ability to make shots, we know we can put it on the deck and get to the hole. But just a little relaxing defense and the fill and the lefty stroke. Dynamite gets them back in touch.
We see our game reset. Double bonus. Where Butler's concerned, Seton Hall will be there on the next foul. The possession arrow to the Bulldogs if we have a scrum, and still a plethora of timeouts that can be used. It may take a while to get through the last 150 here.
Butler's real good at using clock, though, as we noticed the last trip. Don't want to shoot it too early unless it's absolutely a little cupcake.
There's some full court pressure being shown here by the Hall.
Straight up man, maybe with a running trap. Here's a running trap.
Yep.
Under 10 unless it's an easy one.
Don't want to foul now. This is the guy that's devastating. How good is that?
He's just so tough. Look at this kid. Saves it. How about that? That's just amazing.
Yep.
And a timeout before he fell out of bounds.
That's the kind of play that Josh Hart would make.
Absolutely. Just a great understanding of what he can do to contribute to a victory. And here they take away what normally is a finish opportunity for him, but doesn't give up on the play. And this is just knowing the game. Knowing guys are going to be in the right spots. Effort. 50-50s. Remember the timeout?
Time and score.
A man's game. And he is a stud tonight. And most nights.
Really has a great understanding of the game. If you ever have a chance to meet with him at a shoot around or even a couple of hours before the game, he'll talk some basketball.
Yeah, he's an engaging young guy.
He really is.
That's the nice thing about having kids a few years. You get to know them. And it's not like
true. Yep.
In and out. Chop, chop.
And as you well know, they seek out guys that like to talk. So on occasion, I visit with them.
Well, they heard your rep.
Travis gets it in with a fresh clock to work with. Let's see what Seton Hall decides to do. Straight up.
You got 4 perimeter guys who can make decisions, and the big head, the wise head, I should say. The number 45 double pick and pop. Look at him stop on a dime. He's got it. Oh, off the back. Look who's here. Travis
Again.
They didn't seal the deal.
Now you got a foul.
And Sunoco hurt too. Come up, Gimpy.
Yeah, he did. And Jones gets the foul. His third. And the clock now with 50.6 left. And now they're going to have to hope that they get some breaks at the free throw line. And that's difficult with this guy. He's been 85% pretty much his entire career.
And that 80 number, no question about it. He's good with the basketball too when you pressure him. I think they're checking on the foul again.
As do the man for whom committed the foul. We had Madison Jones originally. They want to double check it, I guess. Tim Clockerty goes over there to look closely at the monitor.
Just so amazing how, with poise defensively, they communicate. Butler, and then the offensive end, has so many good weapons that can handle, slice you up with drives. I guess it's a clock issue, as it often is.
In the great leagues, you have opportunities thrown at you to work your way into the NCAAs. And this is a number 3 RPI team in the country. So a wonderful chance here for Seton Hall to solidify their position. Right now, Stuart Mandel, who's got our mock selection going on FoxSports.com, has them in. This was a big opportunity, but there are more to come. How you grow from it, we'll see. Kevin Willard feels good about his team.
The push now getting to the other end is go for the deuce, I think. This is where free throw shooting is important too. You might, if Delgado's in a position, you might give one if he's about to score.
Well, it's one of the 2 to make it a 3-possession game.
Needs a quick hit, a dribble handoff, quick screen. There's the bump.
Powell's going to take it.
Didn't need that. So you go for the deuce, and now you missed the 3 post time.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, I think you got
a little early to go from downtown. Yeah. Especially when you know they don't want to give you the and one, so you're probably going to be able to get to the rim.
And they're capable of putting it on the deck as well and using the post up people.
You see the upcoming schedule. By the way, more opportunities at Xavier. Then they get Georgetown and Providence. It's those matchups against teams that figure to be in a position, and given what happened tonight to Creighton, it'll be very interesting to see how Coach McDermott massages that situation. He's got a great guard in Foster, but you know that Maurice Watson made everyone's life so much easier for that team.
It's a big time adjustment, no question. When you've got your team leader, decision maker, go to the rim.
Carrington. Tapped out by Powell, saved by Jones. Still some time. Rodriguez launches, not there. And Keelan Martin is fouled by Powell. Well, that 9-0 run, once we were tied at 48, was where it got away. Three points in the last 4:24 for Seton Hall, and there you see what's ahead for Chris Holtman's team. At Marquette will not be easy, and of course Creighton is coming to them, smarting a little bit and adjusting.
Nothing easy. No question about it. People can jump up there, bite you.
How about
Butler St. John's is a good example.
Absolutely. Marcus Levette was on fire tonight with St. John's.
They've got some nice performers. Another good recruiting year.
Delgado will end the night with 22 rebounds. Carrington gets it to the rack. 5-point game with 19.4 remaining. Oh, you got a foul.
Yeah, nice cut to get 3 though. Walden, one of those guys. Travis takes it out too. It's interesting because he makes good decisions.
I thought Kevin Willard summed it up well. We asked him about, you know, in every scouting report about Butler, Travis's name almost comes up first every time. And he said he really plays a lot like Roosevelt Jones. You know, they're missing Dunham and they're missing he does play a lot like Roosevelt Jones.
You know, Roosevelt was a flashier guy in that lane, I might add, right? He gets some peculiar releases. But leadership, well, they've spread it around.
Look out. Yeah. The door is open. Carrington sets up a 3-ball for Powell. That was halfway down the cylinder and out. That that would have made it a 2-point game.
That would have been tough.
Sometimes it's just not your night.
No.
Boards for Angel Delgado, but alas, not enough help, and they dug themselves into quite a hole with the poor shooting early. Only 17% with 3 minutes left in the first half, and that was their undoing.
You pay some nights early, you know. No, you paid last night, by the way. I was very proud of you. But it costs you.
Yeah.
You know, some nights you don't get back in the flow. And they made a nice run, Seton Hall, but this is such a solid team intellectually. And Butler does some stuff that might mystify some people, but it's real basic.
Huge night of basketball coming up tomorrow night. Pac-12 doubleheader on FS1. Oregon State travels to Colorado to take on the Buffaloes at 8:30 Eastern. And in the second game, number 10 Oregon will take on Utah. Pac-12 hoops tomorrow night, only on FS1. You know, Bill,
that's a big one.
I think Oregon is one of the more overlooked teams nationally in the country. Dana Altman has done a remarkable job. Most people know about Arizona and UCLA. It's just the passive fan. Yeah, nationally. I don't.
The passive fan? Who's he? You don't hang around with anybody.
No. I mean the passive fan.
Oh, okay.
That kind of drives by college basketball. They go, Oregon. Tell me about them.
Well, they beat UCLA.
Exactly.
At home early in the year.
Dylan Brooks.
But that Utah team.
Yes.
They're experienced. If their guards play well, I had them early in the year. Collette in the low box area is so mature.
That's another one of those coaches that gets the most out of his personnel. Dana Altman.
Western Coach K. Yeah. I'm talking about Utah as well.
Oh, that's right. He did a great job in Montana in his earlier days, Kristoiak. 61-54. Travis picks it out. That's the way this one should end, with a defensive stop from Andrew Travis.
And he heads it to the score. What else you want from the kid? Unbelievable.
Chris Holtman's team just keeps getting better and better. Number 11 and surging. 4 Bulldogs in double figures. And we'll be back with more from New Jersey right after this.